Mm. Hello, everybody. It is I, Chastity White Rose, and today is a pretty good day so far. And I'm going to be working on my computer programming for a while because I'm in the process of making a game, actually. So far, this is the closest I've come in all of my years of programming. I started when I was 14, I'm 34, and I've been on and off. So in 20 years, this is the closest I've ever come to actually making a game. And it's sort of like a Tetris knockoff, but not quite. The difference is that there's only long blocks, so that's why it's called Long Boy. And I'm running Linux right now. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen, and then I'm going to show you how I compile and run my program. I'm going to show you some of the source code. You don't have to understand it all, but I'm going to be working on it myself, fixing some bugs, adding some new features. So it could take me a few hours. So let's see how this goes. I'm going to start the screen share. I'm running Ubuntu Linux and going to share my entire screen here. And I'll be coming back to check the comments. And there's something wrong. Like all this gobbledygook down here, this did not used to be there. But ever since one of the recent updates, my web browser is showing this gobbledygook stuff, and it makes no sense. I don't know why that's there. It used to be text, but it's unreadable now. So hopefully that won't ruin my programming stream. That doesn't happen when I'm running other browsers, but the Chromium web browser it does. So I don't know if there's a fix for it or what's wrong. But everything worked good with my programming yesterday. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm sharing my screen now. So here's my desktop. Okay, what in the world? Okay, I am going to show you how I load up my, let's see, let me make sure the stream is still, yeah, it's still going. Okay, so here is my folder. So I have a long, complicated folder structure here that only I really know, but my programming code MSys2. Now the reason it's called MSys2 is because all these programming files used to be things I worked on under MSys2, which was on Windows actually, which is like a simulated Linux environment on Windows. But now that I'm running real Linux, I don't even need that anymore. But so here's GL. I have my OpenGL code. So I can show you, for example, let me show you a quick sample of one of my other programs first, though. GLFW RAID Poly. So here's what I do. If I go to this folder here in the terminal and I type make, well, then you see this. I have a spinning triangle here, and I can also do stuff to it. I can change the size of things. It's actually kind of cool how I can do that. Yeah, I can change the color of some things. It's very weird, actually. That's one example of something I can do. So this is another program I wrote a really long time ago, and it's actually kind of amazing the things it's capable of. But it's very, very simple. And there was another one too. This one, GL RAID Poly. Now this one was done using a different library, but still OpenGL as well. Yeah, this is cool actually. Let me see if I remember how this worked. Oh yeah. Okay, wait. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah, it's sort of coming back to me how this works. It's been a long time since I ran this program, but it's actually pretty cool. Okay, let's see here. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I know it's actually capable of doing a lot of different things, but I've forgotten how it all works. Of course, if I wanted to look it all up, it's not hard because here's the source code. I'm just showing you, yeah, these different things change depending on certain things. Yeah, equal minus. Okay, I see. Yeah, so different keys do different things. But what I'm going to actually show you is going to be my most recent project, and it's in the Tetris folder. um, because I've been working on this. There's several files, not all of them are even actually used, but if you take a look at my, okay, actually I'm going to close these terminals. I don't need these extra terminals here. Okay, I don't want to get confused. So if I show you my make file, in fact, here's a way of doing it. Cat make file. Okay, that's the contents of the make file there. Yeah, there it is. You see that? It's actually very, very simple. Actually, here's what's weird about it is that this make file only works under Linux. I know though that theoretically it could also run under Windows, but I would probably have to find one of my other make files in order to get it to work. I know that there is a way though, but since I do almost all of my development under Linux, this one I only bothered to do a Linux rule for it in the make file. But basically, that's the command to compile and run it. It's very long, so that's why I like typing make. So here's what happens when I just type make. It does that. It's already compiled and run it. So you see this thing here, chassis game, long boy. So see this triangle. By left clicking the mouse, I can move this triangle, the spinning triangle, wherever I want, and it keeps spinning. But I'll just move it back here. Oh, I can also change the size of it by middle clicking with my mouse and moving it around. It's kind of some complicated math I wrote there. And then right clicking doesn't actually do anything. But it says long boy game and chassis rows down there. And this is just a divider to separate the text and polygon field from the other part of this game. So as you see, I can move this thing. Now I can move with WASD. I can move like that, but I can also move with the arrow keys. But this is basically a Tetris block. This is the long block, which my roommate calls the long boy. So I can also rotate it. You see that? I can rotate it counterclockwise like that, and I can rotate it clockwise. I wrote all the code for the rotation as well as the movement. And there's a few things. Okay, so you'll notice when I try to, didn't mean to do that. So when I try to move it to the left, it says -X. Walk away on move check. There's a reason for that. I put special code in to block it from actually doing that. And then see now when that went all the way down, I place a block and then it places that block there, and then a new one spawns to the top. And also, there is some basic line clearing capability, but it's not perfect. And I'll show you what I mean. So when I clear a line down here, it clears that bottom line, but the other ones do not fall down as they would in a real Tetris game. And see, there's a lot of text messages that appear in the console on the left side. So I need to reduce those because they're for debugging. But let me show you something. Let me run this one more time, and I'll show you a little trick. If I clear 4 lines at a time by placing all of these down here, then it's actually going to work. And in fact, I can even do some of them like this. Yeah. Let's place the rest of them. Yeah. It's going to clear the lines. Yeah, see, that works. But that only works if you do exactly that way. So let's see here what we've got. I have a huge collection of source files here. So this is main.c. This is where everything begins because it has to include the GLFW library, the math library, string library, the std integer library, stdlib, stdio, all of these standard C libraries as well as OpenGL libraries and stuff. And so it's kind of interesting how this works. So you see there now these are actually all about the polygon. They have no effect on the Tetris blocks, but they are just sort of a relic from what this program used to be before I tried to copy it and turn it into a Tetris program. So as you see, this is where the key callbacks are. So every time that a certain key is pressed, it has these specific arguments. The window is only one window. So the key, if it's escape, it closes the window. If it's up or W, it moves up. There's actually a separate function for the moving up, down, left, and right, and also rotating left and right. And also rotating left is the same as rotating right 3 times in a row, as in standard Tetris. But I actually wrote separate functions because I wanted both. And then the mouse, this has not been edited since the original Polygon program that it used to be. But it's actually very interesting. Yeah, very weird here. Yeah, I don't even remember how all that code works actually. But anyway, so let me show you something. So notice that, okay, first let's clear the screen. Then when I make, first thing it does is, like, I'm just gonna close it. It says this may be a game someday. It says that this font is loaded and shows the OpenGL version and the block size. Now the block size 45 is the size of each square on the grid. That's important because that's specifically hard-coded to fit everything. I may change it later, and let me show you how that actually works. So starting at the beginning of the main function, it prints that message and it loads that font with another function I wrote. Then this is all setting up the OpenGL context. It loads the GLFW library. It makes a 2.1 version of a context. I'm using ancient legacy OpenGL because it's what I know how to use. The modern stuff is way too much of a headache. I see no reason why more code should do less. Okay, and so let me see now. Let me look at that variable. Okay, the block size is 45. Now, where's the place where I actually placed block size? That may be another function. Now, as far all of the Tetris specific code, aside from what's right here in the key callback function, is in these 2 files, chastity tetris.h and chastity _tetris._moves.h. So I'm going to open some of the other files. So first, let's look at this header file. This is, okay, grid width, grid height, all of these different things. So, okay, yeah, so the Tetris grid technically doesn't need to be this big, but I just made the Tetris grid. There's a backup. There's a reason for that because the Tetris grid is sometimes backed up to a separate array just so it can be restored. And the same is also true of the current block array. So here's the block array I. This is the initial position of the I piece because it's actually a 4x4 2-dimensional grid of the blocks. And then this block array happens to be identical to that one, but it's frequently going to be reset to be the same as this whenever a block is fully placed. I mean, this may not make all that much sense, and I know what okay, here's where block size is. So block size is height divided by grid height. So let's see, grid height is 16. So that's why it's whatever it is divided by 16. And actually, if we want to see the window size, well, I have it set as 1280 by 720. That's standard YouTube video size. That's why my screen size is set that way. I could make it bigger, but that's something I'll decide to do later. Okay, so we have a variable named score, which keeps track of the score. However, currently we don't actually have any code that adds to the score, and I couldn't possibly explain everything that these do. Some of them are self-explanatory, but it took me months to write this program. So I hope that somebody appreciates it. Let me check back on my screen. Oh, I have comments. What in the world? Okay, those comments look very inappropriate. I do not want to respond to those comments. What in the world? Okay, I need some real comments, people, not that trash. Okay, anyway, um, so let's see here. So here, I need to have a way to keep track of how many lines are cleared. Okay, so um, here's an idea. I have an idea here. So we're gonna add another variable. Yeah, because most of these are global variables. They're just total global variables accessible by any function because it takes less code that way. Okay, so we're gonna have um, lines. Okay, lines cleared. Okay, and then we'll have last. Okay, actually, then we'll do lines cleared last. Okay, so we will use those. Okay, and I think just to be on the safe side, I'll initialize them both as 0. So I'm going to add a scoring system because that's actually not hard to do. But I need to open another file here because some of those messages, like, you know how it gave me the pixel on grid. Okay, this function determines boundaries. So it returns 1 if the, it basically either returns 1 in the case of out of bounds of the x and y variables that are being checked for. It's actually called by this function down here. But otherwise, it returns that specific pixel of that grid as either being as 1 or 0. And if it's 1, then it will, okay, let's see. Oh yeah, this function just checks the move. So it has to make sure that every single pixel is already 0 on the grid. Okay, I don't need to explain all that right now. What I do know is that I need to, I'm going to temporarily comment out these messages because they served a purpose during the debugging phase. But now that I know that this program works, I'm going to make it display less messages to the console because I'm actually working on the scoring system. So I can always re-enable these if I need to, but I doubt that I ever will. Mostly I just copy the printf statements and modify them for future use of what I do. Printf is like the #1 function in the C programming language. Any C programmer knows what I'm talking about. That's how you test whether something's working, by displaying output to the console before you make it part of the game. Okay, so now let's rerun this thing. Okay, let's see here. Block and way on. Okay, it's still displaying block and way on move check. Now it doesn't actually need to do that. Oh, block is finished. See, block is finished because it's reached the bottom. Okay, but I don't need to display block and way on move check. I don't need to do that every time. So we're going to comment that out as well because there's a lot of those messages. Okay, and then in the same file, that message where it displays that the block is finished, That was helpful at the beginning, but we don't need that to display every single time. So that only happens when a piece is moving down, because moving pieces right or left and touching other pieces in standard Tetris doesn't do anything. The piece isn't placed. It's only when you're moving it down. Okay, so we're going to do that where it doesn't play that, but it calls the Tetris set block function. So what that does is, with the Tetris set block function, is what it copies that block onto the grid at its current location. And of course, that only takes place after it's already checked to see if it can move. And if it's moving down and that spot is already occupied or it's the bottom of the screen, then it's going to place that block, and it will just continue place it there. And then we copy another new block array into the current one. So block array gets copied with a new I block. That's why these up here are important. This array, which starts off this way, gets copied this back, another long boy, basically. So let me make sure all the files are saved. Not sure what's wrong with my web browser. Everything else seems to work right. Okay, so let's check. Nope, we don't have any comments. Okay, now let's clear the screen, and then let's run this program again. So let's see here. So it displays the initial messages there. Okay, that's nice. But it doesn't display those other messages there. Okay, so now it doesn't. Okay, see where it says row 15 x count 4. Well, you see that's the way it is it keeps track of these things. So it's keeping track of each row and how many blocks there are there. So, but that gets a little bit annoying there actually. So I don't need all of those messages. But let me show you. So I'm going to show you how this works. So I do need to fix this today. I'm hoping I'll be able to fix this today. See, it clears that bottom line, row 15 line clear attempt there. So it's kind of weird how I don't know why it displays it all those times. That's really kind of weird. I'm not sure, but okay, first of all, I need to reduce the messages here. So there's a certain function that clears the entire screen. I don't need that. Tetris clear lines. Okay, so this doesn't need to display it every single time. Okay, so there's that. And then x1 equals, oh, I see. Oh, it doesn't, it displays it every single time with this loop. That's unnecessary. Let's move this here, okay? We're reducing the notifications so that I can keep things straight. Okay, so now, let's look at this. Oh, you know what? I may need to remove this polygon. It's getting annoying because I just click on the screen, but it doesn't need to do that, actually. Or maybe I'll just remove the ability to move the polygon so it stays in place. Okay, so see what it does now. We're going to clear a line again. All right. Yeah, row 15 line clear attempt. So it did clear that line, but now we have this awkward gap here. You see that? Now we have this awkward. That's not the way Tetris is supposed to go. This is not a good Tetris clone. Line 14 clear attempt. Okay. Well, but okay. I'm going to fix the line clearing. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it because I'm a very bad programmer, in case you can't tell. But I'm going to add a scoring system. So, okay, I know what I need to do. Okay, first of all, so what we're going to do is Okay, let me look at my global variables here. Because I have, okay, where did I put that variable? I don't even know where it is. Okay, oh, here it is. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to, at the very beginning of this function that clears lines, wait a minute. Wait, I just realized. Okay, I just realized something. We need three separate, uh, okay, we need three separate variables actually. Um, okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have lines cleared, and then we're gonna have, okay, we're gonna have lines, okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're going to have lines cleared total. Okay, that's what we're going to do. We're going to have the ones currently. This is probably bad programming practice, but I'm going to make it work, okay? Besides, nobody's really going to care about my code except me. Okay, so what I'm going to do is in our lines cleared function in the moves, okay, so here's what we're going to do. So before this loop begins, we're going to do lines cleared equals 0. The current number of lines cleared equals 0. And then what it's going to do is, if the X count of that line that it just processed, the math of this is a little bit shaky, it's a little bit weird, but I have proven that it works. This came from my BBM, my binary bitmap programming thing using two-dimensional, well, it uses one-dimensional arrays as if they were two-dimensional arrays, which is probably the dumb thing to do, but I did it because it was fun. Okay, anyway, so if X count equals 16, then what it's going to do is it's going to cycle through all of those pixels on that row. And this is code I commented out because it's not supposed to be used here. That will go somewhere else eventually. But then, okay, so here, if X count equals 16, there's the end of that. So then what it's going to do is lines cleared is going to be plus plus. Okay. So then here's where we are. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to have we're going to have lines cleared last is going to plus equal lines cleared. Okay. Yeah, well, that's what we're going to do. If we have these variables, we're going to keep track of everything, lines cleared last, and lines cleared total. All of these will be important eventually, but right now they're actually not. Okay, so we're going to have lines cleared last. Okay, oh, I see. Lines cleared last is going to be equal to the number of lines cleared during this function. But then lines cleared total is going to be, okay, yeah, lines cleared total is going to be added, yeah, lines cleared. Okay, so here's what we're going to do is for the purposes of testing this out right now, I'm going to use another printf statement because printf statements are just useful. Okay, so this is basically the end of this insanely long function here. This, oh man, this needs some serious cleaning up. It looks horrible. But anyway, so now that that function is at an end and we've done the math there, we're going to do a printf statement. Okay, so Okay, so this line clear this line clear is going to be lines clear. Okay, so we're gonna do that, but then we're also going to have total lines cleared is going to be lines cleared total. We're going to print this to the console for the time being. Oh, I need to make sure I put my percent D's here. If you use the printf statement, you know what that means, a decimal integer. You can do hexadecimal and octal, but not binary, which is awkward. But decimal is the most common just because that's what humans recognize. Anyway, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to test it out by, oh, how interesting. Now, because those blocks are being placed there, okay, this line clear 1, okay. It calls it every single time. Well, technically that's correct because it could, every time a piece it is placed, there's a potential for line clear. So total lines, this line clear is 1, total lines clear 2. Okay, that's actually not bad at all. Okay, so here's what we need to do. So I can comment out these printf statements because here's what I'm going to do now is I am going to, instead of displaying the spinning polygon because it's kind of annoying, honestly, I'm going to temporarily disable. I'm not deleting it, I'm just disabling it so it doesn't display. So let's run the program again and you'll see that I have gotten rid of the polygon. But instead, that just gives us tons more space there to display more data, including the lines cleared in the store. Okay, so this part here gets really complicated. It's really strange here. So let's see here. This one, okay, that displays some information about the position. That's not important. Now this displays the time, but that's not really important right now. That displays the current frame number since the animation began. Okay, that's not important. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to make a copy of this code, and we're going to, okay, we're going to put this, sandwich that in there right now, just because it works. Okay, so we're going to have the lines, okay, we're going to do lines cleared, okay, cleared total. Okay, so here's what it's going to do is we're going to have it display lines like that. Let's see, and I may have to adjust the position of it here. Okay, it's way down there covering over my name. Okay, that's not. Yeah, see, this font size variable. Okay, let me see. Where did the font size variable even come from? I'm trying to remember here. Where was that? Where's the font size? Font size is 48. Yeah, because it basically the height of. Okay, yeah, I don't need to explain the font system. All I know is it works. Okay, but that's basically math based on the font size. So here's what we're going to do is we're going to make sure it's a place where it can be visible here. So let's do, okay, height minus font size times 8. Let me see what happens then when I do it that way. Okay, now, okay, there it is. We can move it a little bit to the left, though. Let's do, oh wait, okay, yeah, that ain't right. Let's make this go to the left. I'm doing subtraction math. Okay. So yeah, the number of lines. Well, let's make it go a little bit to the left there. Well, even more. Let's do minus 12. Okay, that was 12. Okay. So now it just. Oh, okay. Let's try 10. Oh man, this is complicated. It's trial and error is what this is. Okay. Lines equals 0. So here's what we're going to do is we're going to, ooh, look at that. Oh, look at this. I made a real mess of it. You see what I did there? I made a real mess. Okay, so we're going to place these down here and it should update. Lines is now 1. So we cleared 1 lines. We cleared 1 lines. Okay. Now we've cleared 2 lines, and it displays, which row is it's clearing there. I can eliminate that portion here. Okay, I can eliminate that portion. Okay, so okay, yeah, this is actually pretty good. So let me find that place where it clears the line. Okay, here's my move. Okay. Okay, it doesn't need to display the row number and the clear temp. We already know that it clears lines. We have no doubt about that. What I need to do though is I need to have a scoring system, okay? So actually, okay, here's what I'm gonna do. Let's just, sometimes when in doubt, it's better to just make, okay, because this sets the lines cleared last. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, yeah, that's right. Okay, so let's see here. So this is the current lines clear. All right, so here's what I need to do. I could make a separate function here. Actually, let me just make it part of the same function because the function that clears the line should theoretically still be the same as the one that does the score. Okay, so let me look up the guideline scoring system for Tetris. Okay, so Tetris guideline score. Okay, I need to look this up. Okay, now that is the original, obviously. That's the Game Boy one. Okay. I need to look up I need the standard one, the modern one, and I'll know if it's right too. Because that one was different. That was for the Game Boy, but so this is the guideline scoring system, the modern one. Because the original Game Boy was a little bit different, how it worked. So, and of course it's multiplied by the level, so I can ignore that because there's no levels yet. So a single one is 100 points. A double is 300. A triple is 500. And a Tetris is 800. So what we're going to do here is, okay, first of all, at the beginning of the game, the score, okay, there is a score variable somewhere in here. I know there is. Okay, score equals 0. So what we're going to do is, we need to display the score. So let me go back here because we're going to want to make sure the score is displayed where it can be seen. Okay. The score is going to increase. Okay, So, okay, right. So, score, do that, and let's see where on the screen it pops up. Okay, it's down there. We don't want it down there. In fact, I want to put it, I know, and I'm just kind of making the location of the source code for it be similar to the location of the way it's laid out, even though that's not required. Okay, so we're going to do font size. Okay, we're going to put it underneath the other one. So minus font size times 10, and then we're going to do minus font size times, okay, times 7. Okay, we're going to try this. See if it works. Oh yeah, see how it does that? How the score? Well, it's exactly 6 characters. It doesn't need to be. That was a cool idea, but we don't need to make it do that. That was just a suggestion. It makes more sense for the time feature though. So okay, so now we have a display, the lines and the score. So we're going to clear a line, but that won't automatically get to the score. Okay, so now we need to add this code that actually adds to the score. So, right. All right, here's the thing is, this is going to be the scoring section. Okay. If lines cleared equals 1, then score is plus equal 100. Okay, yeah, we're just going to set it up based on the guidelines. That's all we're doing here. It's very simple to do. Okay, if single. All right, it's double, it's 300, yeah, 100, 300, 500, 800. How weird is that? Yep, Tetris clears are the best, except for T-spins. But there's no T-spins because there's no T blocks. Not yet. I'm keeping this game a long boy game. Okay, so if it's one line cleared, then the score is plus 100, and if it's 2 lines cleared, then it's 2. Okay, 300. If it's 3, okay, it's 3 lines cleared, the score is 500, and if it's 4 lines cleared, then it's plus 800. Let's try this. Let's test it out. Okay, so yeah, let me compile and run this program here. Okay, so first we're going to test it out by clearing a single line, like before. Cleared one line and got a score of 100. It works. Okay, so now we're going to clear 2 lines at a time. And here's how it's going to work. We're going to just set these up down here. And then I have to set it up and so that I clear exactly 2 lines at a time. Yep, 300 points. Next, let's try clearing 3 lines at a time. So here's the trick of how that is done. We're going to set up our 3 high lines here. And then so we have to take these like this. Three lines, 500 points. And my lines and scores, it shows me how many lines were cleared and the score. Okay, this is nice. I've got a scoring system now, people. This is nice. My line clears are not correct, but it still kind of works. So let's, okay. Now we're going to clear 4 lines at one time. This game is only configured to do this type of block. If I added any other kinds of blocks besides long blocks, I would have to add a whole bunch more. I want to keep this simple. This is my first actual game that I may be able to publish to the world. Okay, we're going to clear all 4 lines at once. 4 lines, 800 points. Lines 4, score 800. Yes, my scoring system works. As you see, I have modified several things in this program so far. And I actually am very proud of my progress so far. Yeah, this is just whack. But I do need to fix the line clear system because I have a scoring system now, but I need to fix the score system. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. First things that I'm going to do is I'm going to close all of these files because I need to make a backup. I'm going to go to my Dropbox account. Okay. Because I have a certain place here, my OpenGL place. This is where I back up my files I'm working on. I have other backups too, but okay, I need to go. I have to navigate all the way back. I should add a bookmark to it, but oh well. Wait. Oh, that's a whole different. No, that's Emphasis 2. That was a pure CSAM library, but that was not OpenGL. Here's my OpenGL one. Okay. My GL Tetris. Okay. So I'm just going to back up all of these files. Okay. Okay. I've uploaded all those files. And then here's what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the restroom. And then when I come back, let's see if I can fix the scoring system. I still have some time to work. I mean, not the scoring system, the line clearing system. That's the tricky part because the lines clear, but then the lines don't fall down the way they did. So you just have hanging blocks above, but they don't fall down. So I need to add a sort of a gravity system. So this is some interesting physics work I'm doing here. And I'm not the person to do this, but I love Tetris so much that making a game that's sort of like it, even slightly, is satisfying. So I'm going to work more on it when I come back from the bathroom. All right, so I'm going to go back to work on this program. Maybe I'll get it fixed today. Who knows? Will I be able to publish it? I don't know. At least I'll make some demo videos. Okay, anyway. So let me go back here because I want to check something. So in my Chastity Tetris moves file here, so it sets the lines cleared to equal 0. So it does that. So if no lines are actually cleared during all of this, then it won't add to the score because it only does it if it's 1, 2, 3, or 4 lines cleared. So the scoring part of it is perfect. So the lines cleared, okay, Tetris clear lines. So that's nice. But then after the lines are cleared, then what do we do? That's the tricky part because it sets the block. Okay, the set block, and it clears the lines after it sets the block. But, okay. Well, the Tetris clear lines function should probably be, I could either call the next function directly after the Tetris clear lines, or I could have it be where it's called by the Guidelines function itself. I actually think this function is big enough. So let's see. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to make a new function called Tetris follow lines. Okay. So okay. Okay, this is a crazy idea here. Okay, so we're going to make a copy of this, and the Tetris set block is going to actually call this function. So okay, next function to finish. Just a little comment for myself. Okay, so here, this is a copy of the previous function, but we don't need any of those storing things here. We're going to eliminate a lot of this here. Okay, so, okay, this is going to be Tetris fall lines, because the idea is that this function will be called after the clear lines to make them fall down to the block positions under them that are empty. Okay, so, okay, I think I have an idea, but okay, so after Tetris clear lines is called by the set block function, then Tetris fall lines. So actually, it probably is going to be a real mess because I barely okay, Tetris fall lines. Okay, see, that's what's weird about it because since it's a copy of the other function, it's probably going to glitch out. Probably, it's probably going to mess up real bad. Okay, so we're going to do that. Okay, the line. Let's see. Then those don't fall. What I need to do is actually, I'm trying to think of a way to go about this. Because I'm trying to think if there's a simple algorithm in my head that I can think of. Okay, I'm doing all the math in my head for this. This is kind of tough. Okay, so Tetris fall lines. Okay, so here's what it's going to do. Okay, we're going to row. Okay, so okay, I have an idea. So what we're going to do is, oh, I see. Okay, I have an idea here. So first, this is tricky. Okay, yeah, I'm trying to think of how this works. Okay, I have an idea. Okay, first of all, let me simplify this by deleting a lot of this extra stuff. I can always copy it back from the other function if I need to. But, okay, if x count is, okay, if x count is equals 0, okay, then that row is empty. Okay, I'm going to be displaying a lot of messages here. Okay, so okay, if that one is that particular row is empty, then okay, it starts at good height. Okay, that then okay, else we'll print a different message. Okay, that row is not empty. Okay, so we're simply determining whether it's empty or not. Okay, let's see here. I messed up. I still have a part of the comment here. Okay. Okay, so let's see here. What do we got here? Okay, unused variable. Oh, that's I can delete those variables if I not use it. Okay. So okay, the function is called every single time that the block is placed. So it's going to display a lot of messages here. It might. My screen's not even showing it. Okay, I need to go back to the program. Okay, so all right. So sorry. Okay, about that. Okay, so now, so yeah, let's look at this. So it's displaying this here. So yeah, so row 15 is not empty, but all the others are empty. Okay, now it's going to show that, okay, row 13 is not empty, 15 is not empty, 12 is empty, and all the others. Okay, so now we're going to clear a line here. Okay, so now row 15 is empty, but then the others are not empty. So here's the tricky part. So, so what I need to do is I need to write some code so that if that line is empty, then it will find the next line above it that is not empty and has something in it, and then move it down. Okay, so here's the thing. Okay, so I have a basic plan. I don't know if this is going to work or not. I hope that my stream is working. I messed up though there because I was trying to show something. Okay, so okay, that's simply okay. Let's see. Okay, I know what we'll do. What we will do is because it's going at the bottom and then going topward. So, okay, so if that row is empty, let's see here, how can I do this? Okay. Okay, so here's an idea. If it determines that the current row that we are on is not empty. Oh, okay, I have an idea. So what we're going to do here, because X and Y, those are already configured. So what we're going to do is that if the certain row is empty, then what it's going to do, actually, okay, I have an idea. First of all, we're going to set, okay, oh, this line, that doesn't even need to be there in this function. That's from the other function. Okay, so we're going to set, I have those declared with a nice stuff for put them separate here. Okay, so y1 is going to start out at 0. Okay, but then at any time that okay, so then y1, if that current row is determined to be empty, then it's going to set y1 equal to the current value of y. So that we know that row is empty. Okay, I got it. And then what we're going to do is, else if that row is not empty, then here's what we're going to do. Then, okay, if that current row that y is on is not empty, then we're going to, okay, I've got it. I think I know. Now I need to go to the other function and copy some code here. So that means that, okay, I've got it. So this one, okay, I've got it. Let's copy these to here. Okay, so if it's not empty, then first thing it's going to do is it's going to make the row pointed to by x. We don't even need x1 very well because it's the same x as the previous one. In fact, let's get rid of the variable x1 because it's unused. Okay, so all right. So then what we're going to do, if it's not empty, then we're going to do another one of these, x equals 0. Okay, x equals 0. And while x is less than the grid width, then we're going to do, okay, then we're going to do, I have to do either x plus equals 1 or I have to do x plus plus. Okay, so it's going to do that. So then, so that grid of that to the one at the receiving end, which is the one pointed to by y1, which is the last one that was empty, is going to be receiving the current Tetris grid at this x and y value. Okay. Okay, so let me try that first, and let me comment out this one because that one doesn't do anything yet. So let's try this. Let me try something. Okay, so we're going to, oh, what? Oh, what the hell? What? Oh, what happened? Oh, I see. I broke my program. Okay, that's fine. Let me make another backup on Dropbox. I'm making progress, but I just crashed my program because I don't really know what I'm doing, and I wrote it. Okay. Okay, so let's see here. It starts out. (1.2) by x y1 is getting set to that one. Okay. Something about it's not quite working. Okay, so I don't understand what's happening there. Yeah, something about it's not working, and I don't know why. Okay, so the Tetris grid at wait a minute. Oh, I just think I realized something because it does this while y is greater than 0, but that means that it may be copying memory from a place. Oh, I see. If we do it while y is greater than 1, then it won't necessarily, um, let's see here. Oh, that's weird. Why does it do that? I don't understand at all why it's doing that. Huh. I don't get it. Wait a minute. Okay, so, okay, now let me see here. I don't know why it's doing that. Oh, that's weird. Oh, how weird is that? I don't understand that at all. Oh, okay. Can I clear some lines here? I don't know. Oh, that's creepy. Okay, but okay, so then after it copies that one at that same X position from the current, okay, the current, yeah, that one ends up equaling the current row. There's an, okay, but then it needs to, okay, oh, I get it. So now, then it needs to take the one at the current, uh, okay, yeah, x plus y times with y is going to be set to equal empty color because it needs to empty it. It's moving them down. So that row will be empty after it's moved to the other one. Okay, let me try this. I hope I'm doing this right. Okay, that's weird. That's really weird. Because it just seems like it copies that one. It seems like, yeah, it seems like it copies it. Wait a minute. Oh, I just realized something. It's doing it every single time. Wait a minute. That's not right at all. Okay. So first of all, let me comment these out because I just realized something. The line fall function is being called every single time that a block is placed. But it should only be called if an actual line clear has happened. Okay, I get it now. I see. Okay. So let me try something here. I'm going to re-enable this code here, but okay. This means that okay, I have an idea. So if okay, if lines cleared last, okay, all right, that's what we're gonna do. If lines cleared last is greater than 0, then and only then do we call the Tetris fall lines function. Okay, because otherwise that code doesn't even need to run. So this is a performance boost. Okay, so let's see. So yeah, so it doesn't actually do that falling code there unless the line clear actually takes place. So then what does it do? Oh, that's weird. That's very weird. So that one still remains. So why does that one remain? Let's stack this 4 high, and let's stack this 3 high. Okay, that's weird. What is that? Okay, that's weird. Somehow it's not quite working the way I thought it was going to work. Okay. Let's see. So Tetris, okay, so, so something's still wrong with my code that makes the line tall. Okay, so if that row is empty, yes, it does that. Yeah, then y1 becomes equal to the value of y. Okay, that's right. And trying to figure this out. Yeah, this is so creepy. I'm not understanding why this isn't working. Okay. And yeah, that one. That's y. Yeah, it sets that one to the empty color. It does that for sure. But why is it doing this thing? Huh. That's really weird. Yeah, I'm not understanding it. Okay, so let's see here. Maybe the message that displays the console will give some type of. Okay, so row 15 is empty. Row 14 is not empty. Wait, it did it correctly that time. Okay, it did it correctly that time. And then what was up here fell down. Okay, it works, sort of, okay. But I noticed that it did not work when I was doing it the other time. Okay, let's see here. Let's do 2 here, and let's clear 1 line. Okay, then I get rid of all that, leaving only the top remaining one to, wait a minute. So confused. Wait a minute. I realized something. So it finds the row that's empty, starting at y1 equals, wait a minute. Oh, I'm an idiot. Why, this starts at the bottom and goes to the top. So really, y1 should be set to be equal to the value of, okay, wait a minute. Okay, oh, I see. y1 should also be the value of grid height. Okay, wait, let's see here. Okay, it's going to be grid height minus 1. Okay, so yeah, that's weird. So grid height minus 1 is going to be the default value of the y1 variable. Okay, I don't know if that'll make a difference, but I noticed that little error there. Okay, so we're going to clear a line here. Okay, they're all clear there. Then we're going to do that. Do that. Okay, not bad. So then, okay, that's weird. For whatever reason, it only preserves the topmost block there. Wait a minute. Oh, I think I see. Wait, okay, so it takes that, so when that row is not empty, then it erases that row and moves it to the one that, okay, yeah, it moves the one. Wait a minute. Yeah, okay. That one, there was a previous location gets that one moved into it. Oh, but then since that one becomes the new empty row, since the value of y becomes the new empty row, after that, okay, so after this loop is done, then that particular row will always be empty. Okay, I think I've got it. So then that means that y1 is now then, in this case, also equal to the value of, okay, then it's also equal to the value of y in that case, because then that y value is of the row that is now the new empty one because it just got turned to empty. So then the loop repeats. Let's see if I'm correct. I don't know if this is right at all. We're going to just test this out. Okay, so let's try this basic one. Okay, yeah, so far so good. Okay. Oh, wait, I was right. It worked. Oh, no way. Okay, I'm going to back these files up because I just made a breakthrough. I think I just made a breakthrough, people. I sure hope that I'm correct here. Okay. Let me check my comments here. Oh, no good comments. Okay, that sucks. All right. So I'm going to, okay. So let's clear the screen here and let's make sure this works. We're going to test this out, okay? We're going to test each type of line here. So first, we're going to clear a single line. We're going to place these 4 down here. This is 16 wide in total. So there we cleared 1 line. Okay, that's nice. Okay, next we're going to clear 2 lines at the same time here. And we're going to see if it works. Let's make these 2 high. Okay, let's see if this works. Oh, they fell down. They fell down, except wait a minute. Wait, they didn't quite fall down like how I expected though. Wait, something's not quite right. Yeah, they didn't quite fall down all the way. Wait, I'm confused. I'm really confused. Wait, I thought I had it. Okay. Let me test this again because there's still a glitch in my program. Okay, so there's one. Okay, so yeah, there's that one. And here's, okay, there's one line here, so that one is like that. Okay, so then here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna clear one more line like this. I don't know if it's gonna work or not. Well, it worked somehow. Okay. Clear three lines at one time here. Okay. Okay, it didn't work. There's still something hanging there. Weird. How weird is that? I'm not sure why it's not working, and I may need to do more work on this outside the street because, oh, this is crazy. This is gonna still take some more work. I've come so close, but the line clearing code and then making them fall is just not working yet. But as in case you can't tell, I've been trying a lot. So I'm gonna end the stream for now, and then I will continue to work on this for a little bit longer. Then I'll have to take a break because this is exhausting.